Hi guys, John here from Optics Warehouse. So we've got something a little bit different today. It's a new product to us, but something that has been going around for a couple of years now. It's the Discovery Optics. So with the Discovery Optics, I'm going to start with one of them cheaper, more basic models that would suit a lot of different purposes. We'll go into a little bit of detail in a second on that. And then we're also going to focus in on their compact first focal plane model here. Looks very similar to a lot of the lower end scopes that sort of get you up and running and come as part of a package. It's got 6:24 magnification, so nice widespread there, so perfectly suited to your general target use or hunting or any other application that you seem fit for, especially the beginners getting into their target shooting. So you've got front focus on here. So once again, from 10 yards out to infinity. It is a little bit stiff, but I should imagine they work free as you use them. Flip up caps, as you can see, front and back as well. So a really nice touch there. Quite a cool design there as well. Turrets on here. They are lockable. So they're quarter MOA and it's got quite a positive click on there. So for a cheaper scope, I'm quite impressed with the click on them. Nice solid lock down. And also your illumination here. So you've got red and green illumination with settings 1 to 5 on each one. So coming back to the rear of the scope, you've got your fast focus ocular adjustment there. I mean, for me, that is quite loose on the adjustment, so you've got to be careful with that, with knocking it once it's on the gun. But once again, it is easy to use and easy to set up. So with this, it's got a 1/2 mm reticle. So with that 1/2 mm reticle, it does make it that bit easier for learning your holdover points. And that paired with the 1-inch tube means that mounts are very plentiful and easy to get hold of. And once again, a nice cheaper option to get fitted to your rifle. And that combined with the 42mm objective means you're not going to be lifting that scope masses of way above the barrel. It's going to be a nice comfortable area to get your cheek rested behind it. So overall, for a sort of more budget scope, as you can see, this is their more compact one. So it's a very short scope for a 4:16 magnification there. My only gripe with this is there's a very small area for mounting the scope to your rifle. So obviously it doesn't give you a huge amount of options on moving the scope forwards or backwards or getting that correct. However, that is a problem with all compact scopes. So you've always got to think about that, no matter what the brand is. Any compact scope is, will it suit my rifle? Can I? Thanks for watching.
Alright, today we're going to look at the new Razer HD Gen 2 EBR7C reticle. And we have a look again at the EBR7C reticle. You'll actually see they've moved the numbers to the outside of that sort of Christmas tree effect we've got going. So anyway, let's take it out the box and see what we're working with. Obviously, the AMG is a beautiful scope. It's a 30mm tube with a 50mm objective bell. And the Razer is going to be a little bit larger and a little bit heavier. So first of all, we're greeted with the box. I'm going to do that so I can see also. We've got some nice bookies, booklets. So most men read these. Kidding. Team Vortex sticker, always happy. I seem to have like a lucky draw with the sticker thing. Sometimes I get stickers not. Little lens cloth. Really nice packaging. The scope is going to be really comfortable in here. I'm going to put that there so the wind doesn't take it. And immediately you're greeted with this gorgeous burnt bronze. I'm not quite sure what they call this color, but they should call it awesome, because I mean, oh, it's so heavy. Let's do this and put it on top first. So immediately I can feel the weight difference, and the weight difference is substantial compared to this. And this has actually got rings on it, and it's got a little bubble level on it. So let's see. I've actually brought a little scale, because that's what guys do. Let's see what the weight difference is. I'm just going to weigh it with the mounts and everything on there. So this one is 1,045 grams. Okay, and this one without any rings or anything on it. I'm going to go for, okay, I could actually Google the weight, but I haven't. Oops, my scale went off.
Hey guys, Outdoor Enthusiast 88 here again. So today I'm out here testing this AT3 Tactical RD50 red dot sight. I have it here on my Ruger 1022, and so far it's handled really well. It has 11 brightness settings. Right now it's on 8, which is about what I've been keeping it on. It also has a 2 MOA dot, as well as a 50,000 hour battery life. Now that compares to the Prime Arms red dot sight that I have reviewed in the past, and I have it on my AR, but at almost half the price. This is going right now for about 75 bucks on Amazon. It is a clone of the Bushnell TRS-25, but I have tested the TRS-25 in the past and I didn't really like it that much. That one actually has a 3 MOA dot as well as only a 4,000 or 3,000 hour battery life, I believe. And it is 60 bucks, but for $15 more, you can get this. And I think the technology has really improved on the red dot sights nowadays, and you really don't need something super expensive, especially on a Ruger 1022. So I've been testing this out. Took maybe a dozen or so rounds to actually get sighted in. I went ahead and sighted on that steel target out there, that silhouette. Like I said, it took about a dozen rounds or so, but I got it right where I wanted at about 25 yards, and the bugs are out, which is always good, but luckily fall's coming, so hopefully it cools down here in North Carolina a little bit. But really, I think, you know, beyond the fact that it was almost sighted in the factory, it was probably a few inches to the left at 25 yards, maybe like 2 inches down, so it was close. It would hit steel at that, but I wanted to make it exact, and what you do is you actually take these caps off. Alright guys, wait, thanks for watching.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Hide. We've got another scope review out on the bench today. The Leupold LRP. This is the VX3i series LRP. Guys, I have been wanting to try these for a long time and finally decided to take the plunge and get a Leupold on my 243 rifle. This rifle series, apparently from what I've gathered, has taken the place of the VX4. I could be wrong on that, so don't hold me to it, but from the research I've did, I believe that's what's happened. But this scope here, so far, initial impressions are just absolutely, I'm blown away, especially for the price point. I want to get into some of the features of it. I want to go over everything that's included in the box. This particular model here is model number 172346. This is the 8.5 to 25 by 50. And this does use the TMR reticle. This is a second focal plane. As I've mentioned, guys, I actually prefer second focal plane just due to long range shooting. The reticle is kind of obtrusive in first focal plane for the style of shooting I do. So I honestly prefer the second focal. This particular scope here is a mil scope. It does use their TMR reticle. This scope does have the Twilight Max lens system with their diamond coat. And I have to say, guys, this is some of the clearest glass for this price range I have probably ever seen. It is nice.
So some of you have been saying, I haven't been reviewing any affordable optics in a long time. Well, guess what? Today we're going to be reviewing the UUQ. So this optic has all the cheesy attachments that you're gonna, well, maybe want or think you need or think you'll want if you're gonna do some somewhat long-range shooting, or if you're gonna put this on an air rifle. I mean, anyway, you get the point. This thing has a lot of bells and whistles that aren't necessarily all that useful. So let's start with the price. This optic in Canada retails for around $80 or $90 Canadian. You can find it on Amazon, which is probably how you found this review. So in the States, it's probably more like 65 bucks. So at this price, what should you expect for glass quality? That's a very good question. The bottom of the barrel. Unfortunately, at this price, you can get a wide assortment of bad to decent glass. This, unfortunately, this specific unit is on the bad side. So as you're going to see later, we were shooting at 750 meters, and it was very blurry. I mean, I could tell that there were hits on steel, but I couldn't tell where they exactly were on steel. It wasn't sharp enough be able to tell me where those hits were. So on more higher end optics, or even slightly more higher end optics, they have much better, well, better sharpness of image. So I mean, have a look at this. This is a barn at 400 meters, and this is a satellite dish at about 350. So additionally, it's important to note that the focus parallax on this is set to about 100 yards, which, I mean, doesn't help with those longer range distances on getting it sharp. So I mean, there's that issue that's just not helping. So for the glass quality, we are going to give this unfortunately, a 2 out of 5. So it is underwhelming, but it is still decent for certain applications. So if you're just shooting 22 out to about 100 yards, even 200 yards, you probably won't be all that disappointed. It doesn't have the greatest glass for 200 yards if you want to be able to tell your hits on paper. I mean, I could barely make them out at 100 yards. So you got to consider what you're going to use this for. For certain things, it's fine. For others, not so much. Next, we have the eye relief. So this optic has, for what feels like about a little bit less than 3 inches of eye relief. The eye box is surprisingly very forgiving.